Hey folks, how you doing? Welcome. I thought I would share with you my experience that led me to the writing of Nate of the Willow. If you haven't seen that, I will tag it here at the end of this explanation of my experience that led to the writing of, which was part one of a musical. Now, this is a true story, okay? So that's the reason why I'm sharing this with you. All right, so let me go ahead and try to begin from the beginning. I can't remember how many years this goes back, but it's been a while. Any rate, the situation was is that I was involved with some sessions that was allowing for bilocation, and one of the experiences I had within bilocation was me encountering a particular being by the name of Nate. Long story short, turns out that Nate is me. Okay? So this musical, which is part one, Nate of the Willow, is based on true events. Okay, so at the end of this, me going over this experience, I'll tag the musical at the end of it so you can watch it. Anyhow, so it was like a couple days prior, and I had been doing these sessions and bilocating and training for bilocation, pretty much is what it was. And so I encounter this particular being, Nate, which turns out to be me. I didn't know that at the time. And I really didn't know that until once I was in the process of writing the music for all this. It was after the fact that I actually realized this. Here's the story, okay? A friend of mine by the name of Scott Lemrial was visiting me, and he was spending the night, and we were discussing spiritual matters at the keyboard. Not this particular one, but one that's over there that's broken down, that doesn't work half the time. And during my process of bilocation, I would take notes. I would write things down, and I would even draw pictures. And if a name came to me, I would write it down, you know. So Nate of the Willow came that way. And I'm discussing this basically with Scott, and I had a couple name drops at that time when I was talking to him. Anyhow, so he decided to retire. Long story short, he decided to retire, so he went into one of the rooms and for the night, and I went over here on my couch, and as soon as I closed my eyes and laid down, I was in another world. And what I experienced was a field. It was an open field, and there was a being in front of me. I was about 3 feet away from this being, and it was a female. And if I can describe her to you, blue-skinned, glistening blue skin, very defined cheekbones, huge hair. It looked like a lion's mane, and it was white, and it had braids in it, and it was just, the being, it was just amazing. She just was so captivating, you know. Some people would say, oh, she sounds beautiful. It was beyond the idea of beautiful. It was just, I don't really have adjectives to describe it, but she was there tending the field, and I was like 3 feet away from her. I was very up close. And the thing of it is that within this reality field that we're in right now, like this experience here, it seems like a shadow compared to what I've experienced outside of the body. And it was much more colorful, much more vibrant. It was just, it felt like home. So I can say this world doesn't feel like home, but that did. And I don't know my relationship with this being, why I'm seeing them, but it has to do with Nate. Okay? This is what this is about. So I'm experiencing this, and I'm just taking it in, and I'm just, it's like more normal than, in this world, there's very few things that feel normal to me. But there, again, it just, everything seemed like normal. I was at home. It was just beyond adjectives to describe it, okay? Literally. But what I took away from that, and then I opened my eyes and I'm back here again, you know. I began the process of Nate of the Willow. And a lot of this came to me not through my mind. It just dropped. It was like an extension of me. It took a while for me to formulate it and put it together. When you watch the video, there's a lot of work that's gone into this, okay? And unfortunately, there was only, I don't know how long I posted it on this channel of mine, but there's only like 61 views. No offense, but this world is very fickle. And this is a reflection of my soul and my identity. And I'm, you know, cataloging that so that I have something that I leave behind. Hopefully I'm able to do more than what I've done, but what I've done is sufficient. There's a lot of substance to it, and this is the reason why I'm sharing this with you. So I have begun writing, and the writing of Nate of the Willow is majoritively, it's instrumental, it's a musical, and it's part one. What I did, I haven't been able to proceed with part two. I just haven't been able to go there. Okay, so a lot of things have been interfering with a lot of things for me to be able to do the things I would really like to be able to do and be able to share, because it's significant to me. There's a lot of substance behind it. You know, someone asked me about the idea of imagination, and my response would be, well, there is nothing in this universal construct or anything in regard to this creation that wasn't first imagined. So imagination is extremely powerful, and with imagination comes intention, and intention is everything. So creating is through the imagination and the intention. Hence the reason why, you know, I referred to the sound-alike techniques. I emphasized in the very beginning and emphasized throughout, intention is everything. People get locked into a formula of things. Oh, it has to be this. I have to be doing this exactly this way. No, you don't. This is a source consciousness field. And if you listen to my last video, you'll know what that means. And if you've been paying attention to the cosmic shorts that I've been creating or had been creating, which I'm not going to be able to do anymore unless things dramatically change for me, because I'm going to have to sell my home. That's a long story, but it's led to that at this point. Imagination is key. It is the fuel for intention, because what comes with it is desire and focus. And again, like I said, if you listen to my latest video and been listening in context to everything else I've been doing, you know this to be true. So it's not about formula. It's about your intention, and fueled with the desire and looking to create within the intention of through love is everything. It's everything. Through that experience that I had, I was able to glean who Nate was. I realized Nate was me. And interestingly enough, some people who have watched that and they know enough about me, they knew that Nate was me, which is quite revealing, and which is affirmation to the things that I'm doing, that it's actually crossing over to people. And how is that relevant in regard that it's me? Well, it's reflecting on the very nature of who and what we are and our multidimensional expression of self. I just intended to share about my experience in regard to, the musical that I wrote, and Nate of the Willow, and why I'm doing all that I'm doing. What I'm doing has substance behind it. There's significance behind it. And I have to give it more attention than anybody else because nobody understands it. Not really. Nate of the Willow, that musical that I put together and recorded that, there's a whole lot that I put into that. And it's just neglected. Sorry to say, but the etiquette for this online generation is very much lacking. There's very little accountability. It's next to none. And everybody wants to be a star. I have no desire. No, I just want to do what I'm supposed to do, what I came here for. And I know what that is. And I'm content either way. I'll do everything I can until I can't do it anymore, to the last day that I'm here, and then I'm done. No regrets. So, that being said, if you want to assist me and help me financially, the link you'll find within the description. If not, that's fine too. Either way, talk to you later. Blessings.
such an amazing fellow, but he is yet to see what he can truly be. For he can follow his heart unto the hollow, for he can see what needs to be, for he can see how the field as it should be. Oh, how it was originally, into the heart of the hollow. Oh, he sojourns to the heart of the Cathara, and so to return. Nate of the Willow went unto the hollow, through his inner being he laid clear to see a path now free to follow for those to enter the hollow, to transmute their being, the beauty of transforming, for they can be as they intend to be. How they were most beautifully into the heart of the hollow. Oh, they sojourn to the heart of the Cathara, and so to return.